I do have some few questions from the learners. Okay, this learner wants to know as to why is it important for a person to open their mouth when firing a shot. So now the importance of opening the mouth is that when you open the mouth, you simply try to do what? To equalize what? The pressure on both sides of what? Of the eardrum, so that the eardrum can do what? Can vibrate freely. Remember that if the pressure is not the same, both in the middle ear as well as here in the outer ear, that is going to disturb what? The sound waves, or that is going to impair what? Hearing. Another thing, apart from hearing, that is going to be impaired is that it is going to be painful right inside what? Inside your ears. In order for you to get rid of that pain, you need to do what? To open your mouth. So as I'm saying, when you open your mouth, you try to do what? To equalize the pressure on both sides of what? Of the eardrum. So now, basically, if the eustachian tube is blocked, the eustachian tube can be unblocked by doing what? By opening your mouth. So now, if you don't open your mouth, you can do what? You can yawn. So if you don't yawn, you can do what? You can open the eustachian tube by doing what? By swallowing. So now, when you swallow, the eustachian tube becomes open, and then it will do its function of doing what? Of equalizing the pressure on both sides of what? Of the eardrum. So now, as I said, if the pressure is the same, no pain will be heard, will be experienced, and then no hearing will be done what? Will be impaired. Another learner says, can you please explain the action of the antagonistic muscles and the radial and the circular muscles that control the size of the pupil? Okay, thank you so much for your question. So now, number one, if we say that the muscles are antagonistic, we simply mean that the muscles, they work in what? In opposite ways. Meaning that here, we do have what? We do have the two types of what? Of the muscles. We do have the circular what? The circular muscles, and the radial what? The radial muscles. These two types of muscles, they do work in what? In the opposite what? Opposite ways. So now, if you walk in a what? In a bright light, what is going to happen here is that the circular muscles, these round muscles, are going to do what? To constrict. So now when they constrict, they become what? They become smaller. So now when these circular muscles constrict, what is going to happen now to the radial ones, the straight ones? They are going to work what? In what? In the opposite what? Opposite way. Mean that they are going to do what? To relax. So now when these relax, and then these constrict, the size of the pupil will be what? Will be smaller. That is what we mean when we say that the iris has two types of muscles which work antagonistically, mean that in opposite what? Ways. When one muscle relaxes, the other muscle will do what? Will constrict, or will do what? Will contract. The correct term is to contract. So now what will constrict will be the size of what? Of the pupil. Okay, so now this person is walking where? The person is walking in a dim light. So now if a person walks in a dim light, we expect the size of the pupil to be what? To be bigger. So that this person, can do what? Can see clearly. So now what will help the pupil, or the size of the pupil, to be bigger? It will be what? Number one, I like to start first with what? With the circular what? The circular muscles, these round ones. the circular muscles will start to do what? To relax, mean that they are going to pull backwards a little bit. When they pull backwards a little bit, the radial ones will start to do what? These are the radial ones. They will start to do what? To relax. So now the size of the pupil will be what? Will be bigger. And then more light will do what? Will enter the eye. Remember, this person is walking where? In the dark. So now, in order for you to see in the dark, the size of your pupil has to be what? It has to be bigger in order for you to do what? To see clearly. So learners, in the June exam that you are going to write, you are going to be asked questions based on the structure of the eye, the structure of the ear. So now, be in a position of answering those questions. Sometimes an exam question can say, give the name as well as give the number and the name of the part which does 1, 2, 3, 4. You must make it a point that you read the question carefully or clearly. If it wants the number and the name, start by writing the number, and then from there you give what? The name. So now, if the number is given, if you are asked to give the number, don't write the name. You will write the name if the question wants you to write what? The name. And another important thing is that when you answer exam questions, try to look at the allocation of what? Of marks. They simply tell you as to how far should you go when answering a particular question. So now, to name the part of an organ, you can't expect to get 2 marks. It will be 1 mark. To state a function, sometimes 2 marks are allocated or 1 mark is allocated. So now, make it a point that you read the exam questions clearly. And then most of you do struggle with the essay the essay question. Read it carefully. There is nothing difficult about an essay question. It wants you to interpret the question according to what the examination guideline wants. If an exam question says explain hearing, it's so easy. You need to talk about those parts which are involved in what? In hearing. You don't have to get scared and think that you have been asked something that you don't know or something which is outside of this world. No. You are asked the simple questions which are based on what? On the examination guideline. So it's so important for you to have your examination guideline next to you when you read. It is so user-friendly. It makes your work to be easy. Make it your best friend. You will never fail life sciences. Life sciences is an easy subject that wants to be read using the examination guideline as well as the textbook. So now, make it a point that you revise the previous examination questions. They play a role in ensuring that you get prepared for the final examination. So now, take every exam seriously. Take this June exam that you are going to write very seriously because it contributes towards your case mark. So, reading time, have enough rest before writing, and then do well in your examinations. See you next time.